Please read the disclaimer. Holy smokus, it ain't no jokes. We got a lot to talk about here this Sunday morning. Let's get into it. So, we're 4 weeks into 2026, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Are we in for another rough week? This week we have the FOMC meeting that the Fed is going to decide, is it reducing interest rates in the United States of America or not? How is this going to affect crypto? How is this going to affect XRP? We'll see. But just 4 weeks into the year, week one, US captures Venezuela President Maduro. You remember that happened. It's kind of been pushed right to the sidelines because there's been so many headlines since then, right? Week two, Fed Chair Powell investigated by Department of Justice, and now he's going to be deciding this week if he's going to reduce interest rates or not, right? Week three, President Trump says he's going to put tariffs on the EU over Greenland, and that finished pretty fast. And this week started off last night, and then we'll get to other stuff that happened, right? President Trump is now saying that he's going to put 100% tariffs on Canada. Oh, Canada, right? This is just every single week. There's something else. There's another thing. Wait, I have a button for this. Whoa. The roller coaster of 2026 continues, and it seems it's not going to stop anytime soon. It seems that every week there's going to be something new. Now, for now, the crypto market XRP is not really reacting poorly to those headlines, right? And there's another headline. We now have a potential of another government shutdown on the way. Remember that we had a government shutdown in the US just a few weeks ago, and it's not because of the big storm that's happening right now. By the way, if you're in your house all cozy watching me because you can't go out because of the snow, ice, or whatever, be safe, right? It's not worth it. Stay home for a few days. I've experienced many times that you have to stay home. Just stay home. You don't have to go to work. Just stay home and be careful. And we have that a potential of another government shutdown. Why? It seems that it's 75% odds that we're going to see another one in just a few days on January 31st. It seems that Senate Democrats are going to shut down the US government if DHS and ICE funding is included following what happened in Minneapolis. Now, we're not going to get too much into politics and yes, no, maybe, but that is the situation right now, that the Democrats don't want to push the bill forward for government to stay open. So that's on the table right now, politics, right? We're not going to get too much into that. We're still have the situation with Greenland, right? And of course, Canada, which we'll get to that in more a little bit deep in just a second. We have the whole situation with the huge US Armada, all the boats that are coming towards Iran, right? That is happening as well, right? Of course, we have the DOJ investigation and potential of BlackRock CIO potentially becoming the new chair. And a little bit on the back burner, President Trump still calling for those $2,000 stimulus checks and 1% interest rate. So all of this is happening. And the whole Canada situation, where we have here President Trump says he will impose 100% tariff on all Canadian goods and products if Canada makes a trade deal with China. Just 8 days ago, China announced a new strategic partnership with China. We're back to step one of the tariff playbook. So remember, we had that situation. And I think the Canadian president also said that he doesn't want to be on the peace, what do they call it? I forgot already. the peace partnership, right? Or whatever it's called. So they don't want to be part of that. So that is creating geopolitical pressure. Now, last time there was a situation with China, right? Remember, we had October 10th. So far, we're not seeing anything like that. Of course, Canada, hi, Canadians, you're not the same as China, of course. Right? You're very important, but not the same geopolitical importance as China. So the market is not reacting too poorly to that right now. And we still have a lot of things to talk about, right? So that's another wrench in the in the wheel a little bit here. So all those things that we just talked about, that whole list, right, of things that are good and bad, right? This video is full with good and bad things. As always, I want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. So the White House just said America is the crypto capital of the world, right? So on the one hand, price action is in the pooper, right? It's not very good right now. But on the flip side, you have White House coming out saying America is the crypto capital of the world. You have the CFTC and SEC getting together this week to talk about the cryptocurrency market, or cryptocurrency in general. You have the CFTC chair Mike Selig saying there is no better place in the world to build than the crypto capital of the world. So even the chair is saying, or repeating what the White House is saying. And you have this whole situation where America is going towards crypto and is better in crypto. And then we have in Japan, right? So Japan has its, ups and downs recently with the, their financial situation, but Japan is going to recognize XRP as a regulated financial asset. Japan is set to classify XRP as a regulated financial product under Financial Institution and Exchange Act, targeting Q2 of 2026 for implementation. This shifts XRP from crypto asset to full investment status, clearer rules, stronger protection, and major institutional doors swinging open for XRP. Currently, the nation is leveraging the XRP ledger as a foundation of its emerging tokenized economy. So all the people that are saying naysay things about XRP here, Japan opening the doors for XRP, and we'll see in 2026 how much implementation, how much usage XRP actually gets, because a lot of people talk about XRP and how basically why will people use XRP here? People are using XRP, people are using XRPL, institutions are using it, or potentially using it more and more in 2026. We'll see how that potentially could affect the price of XRP. We'll continue to watch out. But if we're looking at the crypto market in general, right now it feels pretty bleak, right? But good sign, good signal maybe. Sharp ratio signals a bottom. The Sharp ratio doesn't time exact bottoms, but it shows when risk reward has fully reset, levels that have historically preceded major moves to the upside. So right now, we're not at the same levels, for example, as 2022 when it was really at the bottom there, but it is getting into that green territory. And so potentially we could getting close to an area where the ratio is in the green there. And so maybe we need a little bit more drawdown. Maybe we need a little bit more pain before the rally. We'll see. But if you zoom out again, the US M2 all-time highs, Japan M2 all-time highs, China M2 all-time highs, Euro M2 all-time highs. But Bitcoin, altcoins, XRP, they have totally detached from the money, right? And so the question again is the money going into silver and gold and all that, precious metals? And I just actually, by the way, I saw a headline that the US government is purchasing a precious metal. They want to purchase a company, I think, yes, breaking the Trump administration is set to invest 1.6 billion in USA Rare Earth, USAR, for a 10% stake of the company. The stock is all went up 9% on Friday and 46% over the last 5 days. Did somebody know something? Right? That's always the question. But it seems that the Trump administration understands how important these rare earth metals are. So that is continuing to get the limelight, a lot of attention, a lot of interest on social media, on YouTube, and this is just how it is right now. It's going bananas. The question is that going to come to a halt? Are we going to see a stop for that? Or are we going to see a continuation of this situation and, continue the outflow from the ETFs, right? Bitcoin ETF investors sold 1.7 billion for 5 straight days. Bitcoin ETFs has now seen 5 consecutive days of outflows with over 1.7 billion sold in total. This affects growth, risk-off behavior across crypto markets, but the money is probably going into maybe precious metals, maybe into stocks, right? Because the ETFs, a lot of them can go straight into those assets. Whereas regular crypto money, it might be a little bit harder, right? You have to transfer it into fiat and you have to do maybe transfer into another account because maybe it's sitting on a crypto account at a crypto exchange, not on maybe Robinhood that you can maybe, go straight. And so that's a very interesting situation right now. We're seeing the weakness of the ETFs. Is the money flowing straight into those areas that we just talked about? Maybe. And that, of course, you're seeing the parabolic move there for silver. And it will be very interesting to see where this plays out in the next coming days. FOMC meeting, of course, the Fed decision. These weeks are always very interesting and very volatile and very ups and downs, and you can have a momentum into Wednesday and then the Fed says something and we sell off, or you can have a sell off and then he says something and we can have a rise in the crypto market, so, or in the general market as well. So it's going to be a very interesting week. I'm giving you like good and bad and ugly. This is what I try to do on the channel. It makes some people angry. It's fine. Those people, they'll learn the hard way that there's not only good, there's also bad, and and stuff gets messed up. And so that's very, very important to learn. Hopefully, in the beginning of your journey, and not you get on this. A lot of people, especially in 2021, had these amazing runs. They only saw upside. They got into the market and the market kept rallying and it kept rallying and they never experienced a sell off. And then when the market started flipping, they got destroyed. And so, because they hadn't experienced any pullbacks, they weren't ready for a pullback. They didn't have those scenarios in their playbook. So it's very important to remember that's why you're subscribed to this channel, because I give you daily updates and I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly about the crypto market, about the markets in general, about XRP, Bitcoin. So if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, now's the time to do so. Don't forget to drop a comment, 8 for infinity and beyond. And the easiest thing to support the channel is to just smash that like button. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.